Hello and welcome to the Get Work Wednesday webinar. Today through Skyline College's Career Readiness and Job Placement Center. I am Alexa Moore. I'm the Job Placement Coordinator for Society and Education, and I'm super thrilled and excited today to be having our list of employees here representing each meta major. And I again want to actually thank our representatives from each company so much for taking time out of their day to share this information with the Skyline College students and community. I also want to thank our team that is here as well, our additional job placement coordinators, and I'll give them a moment to introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Renee Liang and I am the Job Placement Coordinator for Business, Entrepreneurship, and Management.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Terrence Jennings. I am the Job Placement Coordinator for Science, Technology, and Health.
Hello, everyone, and my name is Nareda Engelo, and I am the Transition Coordinator.
Thank you so much, Nareda, Renee, and Terrence, for introducing yourselves. So thank you all again for coming. And actually, I've seen Elaine joined us, so thank you so much, Elaine.
Sorry about that.
No worries. We'll go ahead and go back into our regular scheduled agenda. So we'll start off with Elaine. I was just thanking everyone for coming and representing your company here today and sharing these amazing opportunities with the students. So if you could just introduce yourself and then share a little bit about your company and what products or services that you provide within your community.
Perfect. So my name is Elaine Ohl. I am a candidate experience recruiter with Easter Seals Northern California. Easter Seals Northern California has been around for a little more than 90 years, actually 100 years. And we provide clinical-based behavior services to children and their families who are either on the autism spectrum or have some other disability or developmental needs. So we are community-based services committed to making care delivery easier for those with autism and supporting their families as well. Our services include parent-led ABA. ABA is applied behavior analysis. It is one of the most recognized methodologies for working with children with autism. We also do group and individual ABA therapy in the clinic. We do in-home services where our behavior interventionists will travel to the home and work one-on-one with the child and the parent. We do social skills groups. There's also early intervention, which is a little more in-depth on the younger scale. So from the 0 to 3 population. With little ones, and so that requires a little bit of a different background than the level position that that I typically recruit for. We also do speech therapy, a play project, family engagement and support in the form of respite, and evenings that we do a lot of fun engagement. We have a camp right now going on, a virtual camp for kids and families who can't get the services right now in person because of the shelter in place. So that's really about us in terms of Easter Seals Bay Area, but we're also a family of companies. So there are 5 companies under the Catalyte umbrella. I am an employee of Catalyte supporting Easter Seals NorCal and their clinical services. But we also have Zolve, which is our IT company. We have the BHPN, which is the Behavioral Health Provider Network, and we also support Easter Seals Hawaii. So we're a big organization, and at the root of everything that we do, we support families.
That's great, Elena. Actually, I love that so much. Coming from, an ECE background myself, and supporting families is something that I'm very passionate about.
Yeah,
So I love that. I love that about your company, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to move along to Willie Britt from Makati Chiropractic Center. Can you tell us a little bit about your company?
Yes, thank you, Alexa. My name is Willie Britt. I am the business manager for Makati Chiropractic Center. Uh, Makati Chiropractic Center dates back to 1992. In the entrepreneurial spirit, you probably wonder about the name Makati. Makati is the financial district in the Philippines in Metro Manila. So in the entrepreneurial spirit, Dr. Ronald Mitchell, who was the founder, actually practiced in the Philippines for a couple of years. He's African American, but he practiced in the Philippines for a couple of years. And I helped him to set up the clinic there. So when he returned to the United States in 1992, he used the name Makati, again, referencing the community outreach to the Filipino community here in the Daly City area. So Makati Chiropractic Center specializes in neuromusculoskeletal disorders. In common language, usually low back pain, sciatica, scoliosis, uh, uh, and other disorders in terms of, again, neuromusculoskeletal disorders. So the company, again, has a small staff, and again, just the opposite of the larger entities. We are a small organization, and being a small organization, we have part-time administrative assistants. And with those part-time positions, again, we provide on-the-job training, and the individual that comes in is exposed to many tasks, which again provides work experience that individual can go on then to work in larger facilities, as I so often say. The office has an office manager, and then, like I was saying, is that there are usually 3 or 4 part-time positions. And over the years, we've had students that would go through while they're going to school, they work part-time, earn income, and get the training experience. The other thing that I'd previously mentioned is that we've worked for a number of years. We'd worked with the San Mateo County Office of Education and the old Regional Occupation Program. So we'll get into more about the specifics of the position later, but that's a brief history on Makati Chiropractic Center.
Thank you, Willie, for sharing that. That's actually a lot of history there with the story of how that actually was formed. And it's so relevant to the population in Daly City. So being that of a Filipino culture background is really common in Daly City. So I'm sure that's, relatable to a lot of the clients that you guys serve. So that's great, actually. Our next company and representative is Elisa Meza from Heluna Health. Can you tell us a little bit about your company and how it services the communities that it works within?
Yes, thanks, Alexa. So my name is Elisa Mesa. I work under the HR, Human Resources Group, as a talent acquisition specialist with Heluna Health. Heluna Health is a large nonprofit organization that's been around over 50 years. They celebrated their 50th year last year, as a matter of fact. And they provide program support services to various programs based out of mainly Southern California, but we also have Northern California. Our main offices are based here in the City of Industry. We have close to 100 staff, but the programs that we provide services for, it's over 1,500 plus. More recently, due to the COVID situation, there's been a surge and a demand. So we're contracting with various programs that receive funding from either the state, federal, or county to provide program support, staffing, And so we partner with San Francisco. We have various programs there. For example, the San Francisco Homeless Outreach Program is one of them. We're also hiring respiratory therapists. We're partnering with DPH right there in San Francisco. And, I'll talk a little bit more about those openings and what we're looking for. But, I'm very proud to work for this organization, especially during this time, to help with, population health initiatives during this time frame.
Thank you so much, Elisa, for the background on Heluna. I think it's also really important. So, hopefully we can get those positions filled sooner than later, as those are frontline positions available right now. Our last but not least company that we're hearing from today is Madison Reed, and representing Madison Reed is Desiree. Is it Faut?
It's Fought.
Fought. It is Fought. Okay, Desiree Fought. Thanks so much, Desiree, for coming today.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. So again, my name's Desiree. I am a recruiter for the West Coast and Western region of the United States for Madison Reed. Madison Reed is a beauty company and a tech company. Our CEO and founder actually named this company after her daughter. She was really inspired to create a company, a hair color company that you could feel good about using as far as ingredients, no harsh chemicals, and create a brand that really celebrates diversity, inclusion of all people. And so, coming into this company, we really value, our values are love, joy, responsibility, trust, and courage. And we hire people from all sorts of backgrounds. We have our headquarters, which is located in San Francisco in the Mission. And that's structured a little bit more so like a tech company. You'll see more traditional departments like marketing, design, accounting, finance, engineering, HR, things of that nature. But we also hire licensed cosmetologists to work either in the field at our color bars, and we do have 4 color bars here in the Bay Area, but we also have markets across the United States where we hire licensed cosmetologists. Although the salon industry and beauty industry as a whole has been pretty heavily impacted by COVID, we are really excited to announce that we will be hiring in the future. We are reopening all of our markets and color bars, and still plan to continue to grow the company. And just for clarification, we are known for our hair color. So we create our own hair color. We sell our own products online. You can also purchase that in the color bars or get services done in the color bars as well by our licensed cosmetologists.
Thank you so much, Desiree. And thank you everyone for sharing more information about your intriguing companies. And I'm excited to hear more about the actual positions that you have available. So we'll get started. Elaine, if you don't mind, I was going to let you start things off by just telling us about the position you have available for RBT and a little bit about the qualifications and skills for that.
Perfect. So the RBT position is the one we consider our entry-level role. I'm sorry. There goes every time you get on the mic, the dogs need to bark. So it's the position that we do the most hiring for. It is one that works really well with students in terms of their schedule because it has some really flexible hours. Primarily, this role would work anywhere from 3 in the afternoon to 7:30 in the evening, providing ABA services to families. Qualifications for this role, the minimum qualifications are you must be at least 18 and a high school graduate or GED equivalent. And then there's also some minimum qualifications that come during the onboarding process in terms of immunizations, DOJ background check, fingerprints, all of the basic stuff. And what we're looking for in candidates is you don't need to come with any experience because we do full training. We spend 3 full weeks training our new candidates, getting them ready to do shadow sessions with their supervisor. So they actually go into the field and shadow their supervisor or another experienced BI, that we call it, behavior interventionist, while they're doing their therapy session. So they get a bird's eye view of what the job looks like. And then by the end of that shadow session week, they're going to be running the session while that experienced supervisor or BI will be watching and observing them, getting them ready for that RBT exam. So it's a great opportunity to become a certified behavioral therapist. We look for people who enjoy working with children, perhaps their school courses and what their major is looking like aligns with either psychology or early childhood education, kinesiology, sociology, those type of studies. Again, not required, but these are the things that we look for when we visit colleges and align ourselves with particular courses. We're looking for people that are patient, have a good degree of empathy, and having worked with children with special needs is a plus, but not a requirement. That's really all that we're looking for. So it's not unusual to pluck people away from Starbucks because they have that great customer service skill. I've had many a Starbucks person go through our training and keep their Starbucks job in the morning and then work with us in the afternoon, and it's a great fit because we do know that, you know, working in the Bay Area, a part-time job doesn't always get it. Sometimes you do. So yeah, it's a great opportunity, especially for those people that are looking to get into the behavioral health world or work with children or go on to higher level education, whether it be teaching or therapy or something along those lines.
Well, thank you so much, Elaine, for sharing that. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more too about what would be an ideal place to work at Easter Seals NorCal.
An ideal in terms of this job?
Yeah, so just in general, like what are some benefits to being a part of Easter Seals NorCal company related to this position? Absolutely.
So the benefits to this job, let me scroll down the list because it's a good list. And actually, after I mentioned this on our last meeting, I realized that there was one that wasn't listed and I need to change that. So we have competitive wages. So our starting rate is not minimum wage. It's quite a bit better than that. Depending on degrees and experience, it can go up from there. We do provide paid training. So while you're being trained to be an RBT, you're on the payroll. The varied hour schedule is accommodating and flexible in terms of school and possibly other positions. But that upfront commitment of 3 weeks does need to be pretty well open. Once you get through that, then it becomes really flexible and we can work with a lot of schedules as long as you can meet those minimum requirements. We do have a 403B retirement account available. Our therapists are paid for mileage and drive time. So there's mileage reimbursement as well as on the payroll for the drive to the client. Paid holidays. So you'll come to this position with 9 paid holidays right off the top. And then you'll start accruing paid time off. There's financial support for tuition reimbursement as well as an employee referral bonus.
Nice. Actually great benefits being that, you know, a lot of times it's challenging to find actually, you know, high wage pay in working in education and also those amount of benefits. So that's really actually great opportunities for you. Thank you so much, Elaine, for that information. And again, if students are interested, so please feel free to reach out to the Career Readiness and Job Placement team and we'll get them connected to you. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to my colleague Renee so that she can introduce our employer representative for business, entrepreneurship, and management.
Thank you, Alexa and Elaine. Hello, everyone. I'm Renee, and next I would like to introduce Willie Britt from the Makati Chiropractic Center. And hi, Willie. Can you tell us about the administrative assistant position that's currently available?
Sure, Renee. I'll be happy to. The position that we are announcing there is an administrative assistant front desk and treatment rooms. And interesting enough, in the spirit of business entrepreneurship and just learning grassroots, we are a small clinic, and in a position as administrative assistant front desk and treatment rooms. Let me go over some of the tasks that you may be asked to perform. Reception, walk-in telephone reception, making appointments, rescheduling, verification of coverage. Again, when we get more into the insurance side of things, interaction with other medical providers, insurance companies. But again, that's all part of the training later. Those are front desk activities. Again, treatment room activities may be setup of a treatment room and occasionally assist the doctor. And let me just explain that a little bit further. We do not expect for anyone to come to us knowing these skills. What we are doing would be an OJT, so the individual would actually come in and learn on the job and be paid while on the job. As was mentioned earlier, we have flexible hours because we know with students, there are those times where you have to study. There are those times where you need to not be able to work, let's say, a 4-time schedule. So it works in the sense of having a flexible schedule, on-the-job training, and we train you. One of the other aspects of that I wanted to mention as well, it's a perfect opportunity in a small organization to kind of be exposed to a number of different tasks, because that way you're able to see what it is that you know you don't like, and at the same time what you may have interest in. For example, insurance billing. With insurance billing in the private, the public, and the nonprofit sectors, those positions over the next 20 to 30 years are going to be positions where if you have those skills, you can pretty much write your ticket. Well, how do you get those skills? You have to start somewhere. And again, my office manager has worked in this field for like 18 years. So basically, a lot of this now has gone to electronic billing, verification, all of those types of things. So if you get that, what I call on-the-job training within, let's say, 15 to 18 months or even 24 months, guess what? Now you can apply public sector if you're interested in the Veterans Administration or some other public facility. You have now a couple of years of experience. If you want to go into the private sector, any insurance company, Aetna, any other insurance company. And then in nonprofits, as we know, and we were listening earlier with Elaine there, again, in the nonprofits, again, you have your different individuals, but always somewhere in the back room, there's always someone that has to deal with the numbers, and be those numbers in terms of payroll or verification in terms of coverage. So one of the things there, again, is that we provide those opportunities to individuals. The other thing that I might also add as well, in what we would consider to be this new tech age and globalization and everything else, you get a chance again to work on projects. For example, marketing, advertising. How do you do outreach on a small level? Again, there are many different, if you've noticed, whether it's with your dentist or whomever else, you may get a text message on your phone reminding you of your appointment. Well, guess what? All of those things are set up. We provide input for that. And part of that, in terms of inputting, you're inputting into an electronic system, which again gives you those skills. So it's no longer just an appointment book, hard copy. You are now moving from hard copy to electronic. And that's why I was saying is that over the next 5 to 10 years, especially with electronic health records and everything else that we're moving towards, anyone with these skills can pretty much write your own ticket. the other part of that that I would conclude by saying is that uh, I'm one of those individuals, but I'm what you'll call a baby boomer. And a baby boomer, for those of you that are a little bit younger, that's anyone born between 1946 and 1964. You have boomers 1 and you have boomers 2. And that population is now aging. So again, there are going to be many jobs. We've had individuals, again, whether they worked in senior homes or other care, again, you're going to need certain skills when you're doing that. And so the bedside manner and the other things that you would accumulate just in being in that professional setting. Other questions on that, Renee?
Thank you, Willie. Yes, I agree that learning about the office and administrative tasks will certainly be helpful for future growth and gaining experience, especially like if you're billing like the insurance companies or learning about the systems that you need to input. It will certainly be great for the students to get trained on. And can you share with us what skills that the students might need for this job?
Well, and again, basic in terms of either high school education, GED, or you are now enrolled in college. And I often talk about attitude and a willingness to learn. When I did an address to a graduating regional occupation program class some years ago, I used the 3 A's. And the 3 A's that I referred to is that it's not aptitude, but your attitude that determines your altitude. And that's our approach to it, in that you don't necessarily have to be the smartest person, but if you have the attitude and the willingness to learn, we'll do everything we can to make you successful.
Yes, that sounds great. Thank you.
Okay.
And the administrative assistant position sounds like a great opportunity to learn more about business and management, and that would be really great for the students in this major.
Yes, and one day, and might I also add, and one day, if this person does want to become an entrepreneur and set up their own whatever type of business, then they have that experience in terms of what it really takes to run a small business.
Yes, I think this would be a great experience to learn and get real experience from.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And now I will pass the virtual mic to my colleague, Terrence, who will introduce our next representative.
Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Terrence Jang. I am the Job Placement Coordinator for Science, Technology, and Health. Next up, we'll have Elisa from Haluna Health tell us about the respiratory therapist position. So, Elisa, can you tell us about the position and what skills and qualifications are required?
Yes, thanks, Terrence. So we have 8 urgent positions that we're looking to fill. These are all temporary, full-time hours, benefited COVID-19 response-related positions. We have 4 full-time positions. These are Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7:30. Or, you know, if people want to work the night shift, we're also looking for 4 respiratory therapists to work the 7:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. So most of the people in this type of work are working full-time 3 12-hour shifts. But if there's individuals that want less hours, or they can only work certain days, you know, we're very flexible with that. We have sometimes individuals that are, you know, committed working 3 12-hour shifts over there, but they still want to help out during this time of crisis. So they're willing to take on additional hours, and we can put them into our schedule. The position does require individuals to have a respiratory care practitioner role or certificate. We're also looking for RRT, which is the Registered Respiratory Therapist credential, and an ACLS and BLS credential. Ideally, we prefer people that have experience, but with this role, it's not stating that any experience is required if you have the required certificates and are looking to get your foot in the door and just gain some valuable experience. These positions, like I said, they're contracted. They're working out of the Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital, which is well known and reputable for the area. And, you know, they have their own training as well. When, you know, they have new people starting, they have, you know, a buddy system, and they train them through their systems and processes. So if anyone's interested, we highly encourage them to apply as soon as possible, because these, you know, we'd like to fill these positions quickly. I mentioned the benefits. Even though these are temporary grant-funded positions, we do offer benefits. Usually for someone starting in the middle of the month, they would be eligible the first of the following month. So for example, if we interviewed someone today and offered them a position to start next Tuesday, May 26th, for example, then their benefits would kick in June 1st. In terms of the benefits, it's, you know, medical, dental, vision. We have a 403(b) plan. There's also some holidays in there as well, and flexible spending account. And then there's disability and supplemental programs like that. So it's a full array of benefits. We do cover our staff 100% if they go with an HMO. So, you know, for example, I don't pay anything towards that, but if they're looking to jump into a PPO, then there's a little bit of, you know, cost sharing towards that. But yeah, like I said, we're not looking for people that have, you know, X amount of years of work experience. We're willing to take someone that is recently credentialed.
Thank you. That sounds like a very good opportunity for our Skyline students, since right now it is graduation time, and so it is very relatable to them. You pretty much answered all the questions. So again, I would like to say thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you would like to add before I pass it over to my colleague, Narita?
No, thank you. We encourage everyone to apply ASAP.
Thank you.
Thank you, Terrence and Elisa. It's great to hear about all the opportunities, especially frontline workers are so important in these times. And so our final, but just as important employer we'll be hearing about on today's Get Work Wednesday, representing the Arts, Language, and Communication meta major, is Desiree Pop from Madison Reed. Hello, Madison, or not Madison. Hello, Desiree. So if you could tell us, please, a little bit about the positions available at Madison Reed and what skills and qualifications would be needed for these positions.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now at Madison Reed, we do not have any positions open just yet in California for our color bars. However, I do want to ensure, you know, students and graduates and, you know, alumni that we will be opening up positions soon once, you know, after shelter in place has been lifted and we're able to get a better sense of our exact hiring needs. But we are growing. So we will be opening up more color bars here in the Bay Area. It will be locations closer to the peninsula and the Silicon Valley. We'll also be opening up a color bar in San Ramon later this year. So I encourage everyone to definitely check out our careers page, because we would love to connect with people who are interested in future opportunities, even if there aren't any open just yet. We want to be able to stay in touch with you about opening roles. That said, we do have two really great positions that we look to hire. One one for students and one for those who have just completed their hours, just gotten their cosmetology license state board. The first one for students that we recommend is actually kind of our customer service rep and or receptionist. It's a broader scope than a traditional receptionist role. It's also a really great foot into the salon industry, beauty industry, because you are learning the way that our color bars function, how scheduling, working with clients, helping function just overall the business, supporting people on the floor with services. So that is a really nice role. We absolutely prefer students for this role because there is so much growth after that. You've already established that relationship with the manager, employees, so it's a very seamless transition once you are licensed to working behind the chair. The other role that we look for once you are licensed is our assistant colorist position. So the minimum qualifications for this role is to have your cosmetology license. You do not have to have any experience because we will provide paid training for this position. What that typically looks like is you will need to demonstrate a shampoo and a blowout in your interview process, just to show that you're coachable, trainable, the skill set is right on par to being able to continue building your skill set from there. And once training, after you've completed approximately 2 to 3 weeks of training, that's when you'll be able to step on the floor, assist more senior level colorists with services. And we'll typically see our assistant colorists move into a higher level role, usually within 6 months to a year. What's really different about Madison Reed is that unlike traditional salons, you don't have to have a clientele. We'll provide the clientele for you, which is really nice. So you'll get experience working with many different people, all different hair types and textures, and you can grow from there, whether you see yourself going into higher senior level management within the color bar or promoting internally, whether that looks like education and training, working in product, or if you see yourself transitioning entirely from behind the chair into something else. We're really, really open to just career development and, really taking your feedback so we can put you in the right kind of role with the company. Some really great things. We offer part-time and full-time. For full-time, we offer 100% employee paid medical, dental, vision, PTO. We also have FSA, HSA accounts available as well. We really want our employees to feel like they are on track to the next level of their career. So we have continued education reimbursement as well. One of the things that we are working on right now that we'll hope to by the end of this year be able to provide more info on is actually an apprentice program for those that are currently in school working on their license and able to spend some time in the color bar. That said, our current color bars, so we have 2 located in San Francisco, 1 located in Walnut Creek, and the other located in Puerto Madera. And I can answer any questions of anything that I may have missed for this.
Awesome, thank you. I know, especially with our robust cosmetology program, a lot of students, this would be an amazing opportunity just to get, sounds like a variety of skill sets, really, with Madison Reed. And you touched on it a little bit, actually. You answered all my questions, including, what makes Madison Reed an ideal place to work at. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, there's also another avenue for licensed cosmetologists. It's called our Color Crew, which is our customer service rep team that works with clients over the phone, through chat, emails, and it is a remote position where you can work entirely from home. We provide all equipment and supplies needed for that. And what's really awesome about this team is this is the team specifically of licensed cosmetologists to provide color consultations over the phone or in email with clients, help with any color corrections, and really be able to give that professional advice to the customer on all avenues, rather than, you know, someone who might have the admin experience but doesn't have that license. So the cosmetology license is very valuable. For this role in particular, we do like 1 year of experience, whether it's behind the chair or doing hair in some capability like that. Again, we do provide training for this role. It's 3 to 4 weeks paid training. And we do have varying flexible schedules for that. And of course, it would also entail benefits.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Desiree. So I really appreciate you and all of our employers today really sharing the various opportunities available. And we really look forward to continuing communication and collaboration, you know, also post this webinar. So I will actually now pass it back to Alexa for some final instructions and closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Narita, and thank you, Desiree, and thank you everyone again. I really want to thank all of our representatives here in this webinar today. Thank you, Elaine, Willie, Elisa, and Desiree for being here and taking time out of your busy schedules to share these amazing opportunities with all of us here in this webinar and the Skyline College campus community, as we will be uploading this to our website. So thank you again, and a virtual round of applause for you all. I also want to thank the Career Readiness and Job Placement team, as well as our team members within Strategic Partnerships and Workforce Development for all supporting creating and making this webinar happen so that we can actually get available positions and opportunities out to our Skyline campus community, including students and community members. So thank you all, and thank you to our fabulous audience today who is with us in this webinar. Should you be interested in any of these positions, please feel free to contact the Career Readiness and Job Placement team. There is a form that you could fill out that is in the chat, as well as you will be able to access this webinar again, like I mentioned before, on our website, which is skylinecollege.edu. And you can type in Career Readiness and Job Placement, and it'll take you directly to our website, which will have this posted under Get Work Wednesday. And since we do have quite a few of students in the audience today and or community members, I would love to open up this opportunity to give you a chance to ask any questions if you would like. I would ask that you please use the raise your hand feature. And we can call on you, and you can just ask out your question to any of our employers here, or if you have a question for anyone on the job placement and career readiness team, the floor is yours. No pressure either. You can also chat. Sometimes students prefer to chat their questions in, which is totally fine. I can read it out to the panelists. If you want to just type in your question as well, you don't have to speak it. Whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay, I'm going to assume that we have no questions. And that's okay, because if they do come up, you have our contact information and we can get you directly connected to these employers should you be interested in any of these positions available. Again, we had Elaine Ohl from Easter Seals NorCal representing for our BT therapy, which will fall under a lot of different majors, including psychology, sociology, early childhood, and anyone just looking to maybe get some part-time work at a great pay with a great company. And we also have Willie Britt today representing for part-time administrative assistant, where you can really, if what was really genuine and great was if you have the will, they'll teach you the skill, right? So just getting into the door, if you're interested in learning about business, entrepreneurship, or management in any form or way, you do have to learn the back end of it. So that's a great place to start, would be at Makati Chiropractic Center. And thank you to Elisa Mesa for being here today and sharing with us about the respiratory therapist positions at the Zuckerberg Hospital. Frontline workers, again, are essential during this time, and it would be great if you are graduating and this is something you want to do, to actually get your foot in the door there in supporting and caring for people who need it most. And thank you again to Desiree Fott for coming and sharing about Madison Reed opportunities for all our cosmetology program students. This would be a great opportunity, being that I know right now things seem pretty dim for the salon industry and the world of cosmetology, but there's always something to look forward to, and Desiree has brought some hope in letting you know that there will be reopening and there will be positions and there will be opportunities for you to practice and perfect your skills within your industry. So thank all of you again for coming today, and I appreciate all of your time, and I look forward to working with you more in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.